Well, we're honored tonight to have Don Hill. Don has been a resident here for 20 years, and a lot of you who have been at the Camera Club know him. He's a longtime instructor and board member at the Camera Club, and he has seen them through dark rooms. I think it looks to me like he's got a brownie there. A trip down memory lane here in a way, but he has tested and collected cameras, microphones, accessories, all over the years. And he's growing more and more interested, he tells me, in video. Well, we're delighted because he entered our contest. Did you once or twice? I know once, and it was a charming, funny, and he's got a lot of humor. So he is going to share some of his test results and is going to demonstrate some of the equipment. So let's welcome Don Hill.
Yes, thank you. My name's Don Hill. I've been with the Camera Club for 20 years. Most people don't know this, but I have also been a member of the Video Club for 20 years. When my wife and I moved here, the first club I joined was the Video Club. I had one of my cameras. Naturally, it only shoots still images. And I thought, well, I'm going to have to buy something else. About that time, the camera broke. When it broke, I said, well, I have to buy something. What do I buy? I went down to the Camera Club to talk to them and get some ideas. They recommended different cameras to me. And I thought, well, do I go to video or do I stick with a regular camera that shoots still images? So I went out and I got a digital. First digital the Camera Club had ever seen. And everybody said, you're a damn fool. And I said, thank you. And they said, that's a toy? And I said, well, I like toys. I said, I've never been a professional photographer, so why not start with a toy? At that time down there, they had all black and white images in one section. They had studios, they had dark rooms, and all the chemicals were mixed for you. But in the very next few years, I found out that 50% of the people were on digital. Most of them would not admit it. Everybody was embarrassed. They didn't want to have a digital camera. So, from that point on, I progressed with a lot of different cameras. All of them were large format. And meantime, I'm getting older. I'm getting to the point where a lot of my friends are a few years older than I am. They lost interest in their cameras. They couldn't carry them. They couldn't travel. The bags are heavy. Here's a 4/3 mirrorless camera that's supposed to be lightweight, and when you put all the glass in there, all of a sudden you can't carry them. Thankful we have new cameras coming out. So what I decided to do was, let's take a different approach. I'm losing interest. I don't enjoy printing anymore. How about starting with video? So I found out what cameras I wanted to start with. I already had a couple. Phones were coming along very well then. My wife had dementia. We were going to the beach a lot, so I thought, well, instead of carrying a big bag, I'm going to use some of the other cameras and just set up down there. That way I can spend more time with her and not so much time carrying things. Well, as a result, she passed away a year ago. As a result, I started going to a completely different camera bag. I decided that why not do something different? Come back to the Video Club, learn to do videos, or try to learn to do videos, and start a new hobby for me. So I came back first of this year. I had some great teachers teaching me how to do some of the video work. So tonight you're seeing one of the very first ones I have done all the way through. I had some help over here on the sound and on the music because I had no idea how to get my music in it. I had no idea how do you find music. My iTunes library, I think, consisted of 5 or 6 songs, and not the type you could use for your own personal video. So as a result, I'm going to do something else different tonight. I have always started usually with a PowerPoint presentation. Well, you can't use PowerPoint if you're in a video club. So I decided, why not put a story together from going from one point to the other point, and what took place. It runs 36 minutes, so I'd like to start that now. When we're through, we're going to discuss some of the cameras, because I'm sure by then there's going to be quite a few questions. And one of the things, please pay attention to, is there's a new audio system I have on that it sits right here on top.
Can't turn toward it.
And when we talk about this in the video, really pay attention. This is one of the most unbelievable mic system that I have ever seen. I have the mic on, it's turned off, but I have the mic on, but this is what it consists of. And when we start watching, there's a complete explanation of this, and I run some tests using it also. And they're just, you know, if you're worried about sound, take a good look at this, because these are absolutely unbelievable. $199. Today. They just came out the first of the year. It took me 3 months to get them.
So one's the mic and one's the transmitter?
One, yeah, a mic and a transmitter. And they're explained in detail here. Every image, every video, every image you see here was taken with my new bag. So that's down at this end. I'm not going to go down there. But it's down at the end, and it includes my phone too that I use. So I did take one small part off of the internet, and that's the instructions on how to use it. But everything you see here was taken with an iPhone, GoPro, or one of the other little cameras there. Ready. Oh, wake up, wake up. Wake up, another day. Another day. Oh, God. Gotta get a haircut. Now I'm damn thankful I have some. Oh. Be happy. Be happy. A face only a mother could love. Should take off. I could get them taken off. Oh, that'd be great. All right. Oh, maybe. Okay, here goes. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, well, well. Oh my God. Oh, what did I come after? Standing in front of a damn closet. Come on, what did I want? Oh, the light bulb. That's it. Oh, jeez. Walk right in here. Can't even remember what the light bulb is I'm looking for. Jeez.
So let's just take a quick look at the equipment here. First of all, we've got the carrying case, and just knowing that everything you need for this wireless microphone system can fit inside this little case here, that's just amazing. That won't take up any room in a small camera bag. We've got two USB-C cables, we've got the receiver and the transmitter, we've got a TRS data cable, and we have two windscreen covers. So let's start with the transmitter and we'll talk about it. If you look here, we have a built-in microphone, and that's one of the unique things about this system. You don't need to have any other microphones. This receiver itself is the microphone. It's got a clip on the back, so you can clip this to your shirt or jacket, and that's all you need. And that's where these little wind covers come in. If you're going to be filming outside and you're worried about wind noise, you can just clip them in. They just kind of hold in there with friction. It is a larger unit, and if you want to be a little bit more discreet with your microphone, it does have the option. It has a 3.5 millimeter microphone jack right there that you can plug a traditional lav microphone into. So here I just have a lav mic from Rode, and you can buy these on Amazon as well. and you can just plug it in there, and then you can just go ahead and clip that little microphone on like normal. And say you're doing a interview style video, you can actually just hold the transmitter with the built-in microphone in your hand and just kind of pass it back and forth, and it works very well like that as well. So both the transmitter and the receiver has a USB-C port on the side, and that's how you charge it up, but that's also how you update the firmware. You can plug these into a computer and update the firmware. Both the transmitter and receiver both auto pair within 3 seconds once you power them on, so there's not a lot of configuring you have to do. Now if you're in a congested Wi-Fi environment, they're optimized for that. They switch channels automatically to get the best signal without you even knowing it's doing it. There's no interruption in the audio as it switches back and forth, but you can also use it up to 70 meters. Now 70 meters is quite extreme. Most of the time you're not going to be using a device like this with that kind of distance. Now as you can see there, you can adjust the gain, but that's something that you may not need to do. It just depends on what kind of camera you're using. I've got the receiver here, and one really nice unique feature of it is this clip on the back. Now you can mount your receiver by clipping it to different things, but this clip here at the back is the exact size of a cold shoe or hot shoe. So for example, I've got a frame here for a GoPro. When you go to mount it, it just slides in there just like that, and you can see how simple and easy that is. And that works for any kind of cold shoe or hot shoe mount. So for example, if you're going to mount this on a DSLR, you can just mount that right into the hot shoe on the top of the camera. It's small and discreet, and it's never in your way. Now both these units have a built-in battery, and Rode claims that you can get about 7 hours usage out of it. So that's pretty decent. Not only that, you can actually recharge these by a power bank. So if you're going to be out in the field doing a lot of filming, you can bring a power bank along with you and keep them recharged. And according to Rode, you can actually use them while they're recharging. So if you've been out filming all day and you're getting low on battery, you can run a long USB-C cord to a power bank that's maybe in your pocket, and you can actually use this while it's being charged. So that is a super handy feature as well. So let's get into some use case scenarios here. For myself, I'll be using this system with my GoPro Hero 7 Black and my Osmo Pocket. So I'm just going to show you some quick and simple ways to set it up and use it. So to start with the GoPro, we need some kind of frame to mount everything. And I did a review on this a couple weeks ago. Now these have become very popular over the last couple months, and that's due to the fact that it has a spot for the microphone adapter that's needed when hooking a microphone to your GoPro. And just a little information here for you, if you're new to GoPros, you have to have this microphone adapter in order to connect a microphone to your GoPro. In the past, it was always kind of a pain because this thing's always dangling and getting in the way. So Ulanzi kind of came up with this case here, and it actually has a spot that this thing will fit into. So we're just going to fish the cable through and slide in the microphone adapter. We're going to remove the side door from the GoPro. Now if you're new to GoPros, again, don't worry, this door is designed to come off just for scenarios like this. We're going to slide our GoPro in and put the back door back on. As you can see there, the USB-C port is fully accessible, and we just plug in just like that. Now we're going to set up the receiver and transmitter, and you can tell the difference between the two. The receiver has the built-in LCD screen on the front there. The transmitter has the microphone at the top there. So we want to connect the receiver to the GoPro. And again, we're going to use the little clip at the bottom, and that just slides right into the cold shoe, just like that. Now we're going to take the TRS cable that came with the kit. We're going to plug it into the side there. Make sure it's clipped in all the way. And then we're going to plug that into the microphone port. Just like that, and now we are ready to go. All you got to do is add a handle. I like to use the GoPro Shorty. And the reason I like to use GoPro Shorty for just simple little configurations like this, first of all, it's just a nice little handle. It's not overly big. You get a little bit of extension with it, so if you need to get a wider shot, you can do so. Plus it has the built-in tripod, so you can set your rig down if needed. So now we need to power on the transmitter and the receiver, and we do so by doing a long press on those power buttons there. You'll see it powers on. There's lights there on the front. That first light there indicates battery level. The second one there is the linking status. Right now it's blinking because it hasn't linked, because we haven't powered on the receiver there. So once we power it on, you'll notice that light goes solid. And you can see there it's already linked. So how quick and simple is that? There's no configuration. This thing is basically ready to go. So on the top of the receiver here, you can see it gives us more detailed information just for the fact that it has that nice LCD screen. It shows us both the battery level from the transmitter and the receiver. Shows us our Wi-Fi strength. And you can see that we have a little meter for the volume of the microphone. So yeah, as you can see, it's super convenient, super handy, and very easy to use.
Good morning, all. I want to show off my new toy. It's the Rode wireless Go speakers. Haven't tried them yet. Some of the things they tell me is, let's see, let me start. I just got through reading it. One is they're good for probably 70 yards. Line of sight. Got to remember, line of sight. That's very important. But when I read something like that, that's the first thing I want to challenge. How accurate is it? What if I just slightly get off of the line of sight? Now what do I do? So let's put it through the paces. What I want to do is, I didn't bring my coffee out. I'd like to have some coffee. So line of sight would be between the door and where I'm sitting here. So what I'd like to do is, I think I'll go get a cup of coffee. When I go in the house, I'm going to close the door. So that automatically, to me, if it's line of sight, that's going to shut it off right there. So as I talk in the house, you're not going to hear me. You're not going to hear what I do. So my first test will be to get up, go in the house, close the door, make my coffee, then come out, open the door, and see just, if I get close to the door, will it work? How about glass? I have glass here. I'm going to be right inside of there part of the time making my coffee. So let's give it a try and see what happens. This should be a good challenge right off the bat. So here we go. Put my phone in my pocket. I have all of my lights showing that I am recording now. So I'm going to go in and close the door. And I'll close the door and see what takes place. I'm now in the house. Come into the kitchen. So now I'm actually right behind the window that you're looking at now. Okay, go back in the kitchen, get my coffee started. Okay. Okay, my coffee's starting to perk. Ooh, I have to pee. I think I'll do that. Da-da. Da-da. Bum ba-dum bum bum. Da-dum da-dum ba-dum. Ba-dum ba-dum. Da-da-dum. Well, I'm glad the doctor told me to start drinking more water because, it really probably helps. When you get my age, water is important, so I keep trying to drink. I have a hard time, though. Now, that's sort of dumb being in here talking to myself because I know nobody can hear this. I'm in my back bathroom, and I got 1, 2, 3. I got about 4 walls between the receiver and the transmitter. So we got a lot of distance. We have a lot of distance here. Let's see, my coffee should be about ready, but I'm not quite ready. Almost. Oh. Mama said, wash your hands good. Now we'll check on, okay, now I am down to about one wall between us. Going to go ahead and get my coffee and take that out. Okay, I'm out. Here I am. So now it should be working. I should be communicating now.
To be a supermarket. To be 95 and become a supermarket. So that's basically what I'm sort of modeling is how to be a supermarket. Does that make sense? And
You want, there's some Arcona almonds, you like those?
I've got coasters. I've got,
you got coasters, but
in that
Everything I get from Trader Joe's is really inexpensive and really easy to serve. I have to do them for friends of the house. Email them or people come by and see them.
Okay, now you can see this is my other view of what's taking place with the GoPro in the cabinet here. So my GoPro in the cabinet, as I turn it, it's showing up on that monitor. So this right here is working as a monitor. So my iPhone is the monitor. I have my camera, my prime camera's here. So when I get a cup of coffee, it's going to see me open the door from the inside. So I'm going to put this back inside. I get my coffee cup, bring it over to where I want it. Now I'm going to have my coffee cup right about like, right there. I'm left-handed, so I'll turn it around this way, and I'll put it about, let's block the whole view. Let's just put it right there. I'm going to close the door. So now the idea is, I'm going to close the door, I'm going to walk in, I'm going to say, oh, I'm going to have a cup of coffee. I open the door, then I'm going to be recorded. As soon as I move the coffee cup, it will see me and it will start looking. Okay, today I have my dead cat, and I'm gonna put my dead cat on tonight. Okay, nope, came off already. Let me put it back on again. Nope, won't stay on. One more try. I may hold it in my hand and just see. There's not much. Yeah, there's a nice breeze tonight, like the last shoot. Okay, I'll try walking with it in front of me and see what that does. I'm going to start off by walking, so my back is going to be to the camera. So I'll start going this way, and we'll see how long my conversation lasts until it just completely fades out. Turning, turning, turning. Okay, I'm in line of sight now. I can see the camera. Still have my dead cat on. And I'll turn my back now as I'm talking. 2, 3, 4, 5. Turning, 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 turning. All right, here I am here, starting to get dark quick tonight, overcast. So there's not going to be a good sun tonight. Okay, I'm turning back. Oh my God, the sprinklers are on. Wow, I got back here just in time. I made it. Okay, I'll keep the camera running. Oh, that was a close call. Well, this isn't going to be a very good night tonight. All these sprinklers are going on different times. One over there. This is the one that I had going. Oh wow, now that's where I had the camera going. Look at that. That would have been right in the middle. 2 sprinklers are hitting it. Oh, geez, good thing I turned around and looked, or I would have lost the camera, everything. Well, the camera's waterproof, but nothing else. remembering back last week when I was at the Japanese art festival in Phoenix, Arizona. And I remember the gentleman when he walked by, but I had to do a pretty tough job too because I had to carry my Osmo. I had my Osmo all day long, and this is what I used. And I was shooting in 4K, 30 frames a second. The images you see of the Japanese drummers, that was taken with this. I took many, many pictures that day, and I'm very happy. For me, the Osmo worked. That was my only thing I carried all day long in my pocket. Have a good day, and think of Oh, hi. As you can see, I'm sleeping very well now that I have my new camera bag with all of the good things inside. I don't strain. I just get out and enjoy taking pictures. And also, yes, I still sleep in the nude. Bye-bye. How's that better? Yes. Ah. And this is the very first digital camera. So 20 years we've come from here to what we can do now. And what I used was, I used my phone, I used a GoPro, which is in here, and I used the Osmo Pocket. Video camera. Wow. Right here. 4K, 60 frames a second. Right in here. It was. There was no, the mics were not used.
It was that mic?
It was this mic. Now you have to be careful because the mics are on the, if you cover it or something, but I sort of go around this way with it. But you notice it's got a swivel head on it, so it's easy to walk with. Yes, this is the camera and mic. It's just like our phones.
Does it have a gimbal in it?
It has a gimbal. It has a gimbal on top. When I turn it off, you can see it straighten itself out.
Oh.
So it aligns itself, so it goes in the pack again. Yes.
It was 300 cents, wasn't it?
I'll give you the price list. I got some in here, and I'll have them back there. But remember, I carry these in my bag, which is now very light. But I need not go with all of this. I mean, I can just put this in my pocket, leave for the day, and I'm capable of turning out some good video with it.
Does it record onto a micro SD card or what?
Yes, Yeah, this got a mini card, right?
So you can Wi-Fi transfer or take the card out?
Yes, yes. I can also put the mic on it.
Oh,
Good. Anyway, yeah, it's so small anymore, it's hard to do, especially with my memory. But anyway, there's a on. This also hooks into your phone. I can take it, I can switch this around. And there it is on my phone. So that's what we're capable of doing today. And I think there's so many people that are getting tired of carrying things. We can't carry them. They're too heavy. It ruins our fun. For me, it did. At 86 years old, it's not fun anymore for me to go anywhere and carry this. No, I don't have to carry everything. I could just put one lens on. But I have decided to do away with the big lenses. That means I have to sacrifice something. I have to change my thinking because I'm not going to go out and shoot birds anymore. I can't get somebody across the room and look into their eyeball, but I give it up. You know, I'm not losing anything. I'm having the fun of going out and using the equipment. And it shows you the things you can do, and especially this mic is unbelievable to me. Because when I had that on in my patio, any place in the house, you certainly knew what I was doing. There was no question about what I was doing. Oh, by the way, what I was doing, I had a 5-gallon pail of water. So don't go home and think I'm one kind of man that I'm not. Don't do that. I had a 5-gallon pail of water, and I'm in there pouring. When I flushed the toilet, I took the mic and held it down pretty close to it. But I did wash my hands anyway. I did do that. But that's a good way to demonstrate what you could hear in there. I mean, you could follow me around the house. I was wearing it here. I wasn't holding it in front of me. So it goes to show you what technology has done for us today. I can see tremendous changes in the next few years what's taking place. It's not going to replace the big lenses. That's not what this is about at all. These are here to stay for another 15 years before they can ever get rid of these. But for somebody like me, I can either, take this out, put it in the car, use it maybe one time, or I can stick one of my cameras in my pocket and walk away with it. Plus, I always have my phone with me. Yes?
so when you go to edit, you just take your SD card out and go stick it in your mainframe computer and start doing your thing?
I do. SD card. Or here, I just plug it in. I
What
don't
is
not
your
an
average
SD.
size SD card? How many megabytes?
I don't know. Good question. I don't know. But I usually get a rather large one.
Yeah, like 8 or higher.
Oh, higher. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Way. Yeah. I'm up, 256 at least, or more. Yeah. No, because I don't have to go back. If I see something I want to shoot, I'm prepared. And like I say, this goes in a nice little pack. I take it, stick it in my pocket, and that's all I need to turn out this type of video. And I think that's what's so impressive. It's not me, it's the equipment that does it. Quality anymore it's hard to believe. Yes?
What are you accomplishing putting the Osmo on the
Oh, you can
microphone?
you can preset all that's the way you set it. In other words, if you want to set 4K to
The phone is your monitor?
my monitor.
And
Can you still take the pictures with the Osmo?
Yes, and I can take it on too, and then use this as my screen.
oh, that's
Why use the road? I don't. That's why I haven't bought. I bought all of the setup for the other cameras, but this one, I have not bought it yet. But it's a simple little unit that connects on the side, and the speaker that I just lost again. Anyway, it fits right here on the side.
But why would you need it?
Well, you don't. You don't. So that's why I haven't bought. See,
Unless you're
and
narrating,
pardon?
unless you want to narrate.
Well, yes. If I want to set this somewhere and do it that way. But I have everything in this bag that I need. So that's really what you call flexibility.
Don, the Osmo camera, does that have a viewfinder, or how do you?
Yes, it does. Very small, very, but
Oh, so that's what you see. Okay.
that's what you see.
Okay.
Eyesight shot.
So yes. So
It doesn't have a viewfinder. It has a blue.
yeah, it has a small monitor.
Okay.
And if that's not large enough for you, you can put it on your phone. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You last about 90 minutes on 4K?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I need, no, that's true. I don't. I buy the large cards.
And then the battery lasts.
And the battery's good for a long time. Right now, I can't say how long, but it does last. Plus, I do carry in my car, I carry a battery, so I can charge everything with it. So if I get back and go somewhere, get back in the car, then I can just plug it in. Yes,
You had very nice sound with the ducks at the creek. How was that recorded?
by the phone itself.
Oh, that-
Yeah, but the mother brought them to me. I mean, they were right, literally, 6 feet away from me.
and that was
Mother was showing them off, and I believe that was with the iPhone. And GoPro. What, the ducks? I think it might have been with my phone. I honestly,
camera. It was on camera sound.
yes. Oh, yeah, I did not use it. Yes.
Okay, the scene where you had the water sprinklers. You walked out and your sound disappeared when you turned away. If it was wireless availability, it would have picked it all up, correct? Like in your,
Well, if there was Wi-Fi there? Yes.
because when you're in the house.
Yes, yeah. And see, when I did that in the house, I didn't, I love high-tech stuff, but I don't know it. I don't understand it. So when I went in the house, I truly thought it was going to disappear.
But
But,
Wi-Fi.
but it was Wi-Fi took over. That's why I made that note up there on it. The Wi-Fi kicked in. And all I remember reading, because I just opened the package when I tried it. Just open it. And I read where it was line of sight, but I didn't read anything about the Wi-Fi or anything else on
So
it.
that was a good demo. Now I can see the difference between the two.
Yes, you can. But it's remarkable, yes.
The GoPro, you have a second one. Is that the same camera with your lens? Is that the case?
Yes, that's the case. The GoPro's in.
I'm puzzled because you had a list of the GoPro. It looked like you had 2 GoPros there.
I do. I carry several around just in case I want extra cameras. And, and I bought one years ago, and I kept it, and then when a new one came out, I bought it. But my goal is to be able to do different things with it. Like in the kitchen when I had this in the cabinet, that way when you open the cabinet, you reach in, you're being filmed. So why not have 4 cameras in the kitchen when if I want to cook something, I can have a camera on me or turn this way and have one. And still, everything's in this bag. So when I leave the house, everything's in here. I grab it. I have a little pack that goes around my waist, hip pack. I take what I need out of here, and I just have pound and a half.
But not the tripod, correct?
No, that's just to hold, right now, it's just for this. Because I have my own You know, I got my own tripods. And with the GoPros, they can be in water. And that one literally on, not a couple of the scenes, but one of the scenes, it was sitting down on the water. And also, what you can do is do all of your sound effects. The zipper that I had in here working, I took my unit, I put it right down by the zipper. I did this, and when I went and put it into iMovie, I separated the sound out of it. The toilet flushing, I think I did that. The water at the creek, when it went into slow motion, if you would have noticed, the sound was still, yeah, I don't know what to do with that. I don't know if you're supposed to lower the sound. I don't know if you should lower the sound, because the water's hardly moving, yet you hear this bubbling. So I have no clue what to do, so I'll have to learn. But anyway, it's to me, this is just remarkable stuff right here. It's just absolutely, it puts fun back into it. Really does. It puts excitement back in, and gives me a chance to get out and do things. Yes?
You'll have a lot of fun studying the iPhone 11 Pro with the triple lens, f1.6, 6-filament, and a 60 fringe effect.
I get mine delivered day after tomorrow.
You'll get a big kick reading about it.
And that's where I'll be. In the next 2 months, my son's coming in for 2 weeks, and I'm going to be out. Yeah, it's going to be a remarkable journey for me, because things are difficult to learn anymore. And then when I do, I forget it. So, you know.
What's a Samsung equivalent? Samsung, what's the equivalent?
That, no,
There isn't the 1010.
with 4 cameras, no.
Yeah, but, you know, it used to be you had to have a lens like this in order to blur a background. I mean, there was no other way to do it. You couldn't do it with these cameras. You saw what I did with that little statue I had. I can go home, take that image out, and readjust that backing after the fact. Yes. Yep, I can, you know, so a lot of these things you change one day, the next day you show it a different way again. It's the very same image. Any other questions?
Give us a lecture next month on the 11 Pro.
No, I won't know anything about it next month. But I will, I promise you. When I get everything together, I'll do it, and then if there's any other place to show it, I'll demonstrate. Yes, yeah, it's gonna be difficult. Now, I have a couple of questions for you. How many of you now are shooting videos? Why only such a few? Why? Yeah, but okay. I had a big lesson. Let me tell you my lesson. My wife got ill 4 years ago. I have thousands of pictures of her because I've been in the business for years as a hobby. Then she got real ill, and I went out and got a GoPro, started using that, something else. So right now, the only videos I have of my wife are the ones when she was ill. I look at these old pictures now and I say, why aren't they moving or talking to me? So my point is, think about that when you get home. If you have a phone, start taking videos. Do it. Go out and have coffee sitting with your wife, your loved one, whoever. Set your camera somewhere and take a 1-minute video of it. Come to the club, talk to somebody, and find out how you can put it in iMovie or whatever program. Because we're missing something. I mean, we got all of these tools. This is the first video I've done. I've done a couple with animals. I mean, you know, but actually putting music in, and this is my first. And look how good it comes out. And it's not talent that does it. It's sticking with it. I'd like to tell you that I just whipped this together in about 10 minutes. I started 8 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago.
Wow.
And so I had to go up and shoot some of the scenes. But I sat at the computer for 12 hours a day because I'm learning. You know, I wanted to stop the guy walking by with all of this equipment. How do you stop it? So I have to go and get in and start looking and reading and seeing how you do it. But that's the way you learn. Look what I've learned just in the last 2 months. I raised my hand like a fool and says, yeah, I'll show something. Then I got home and said, I have nothing to show. Now what do I do?
It was good.
But that is the way you learn. But do, please, get out and start shooting some video. There's no excuse for not doing it other than being lazy. That's the only reason. Nobody can tell me that you're too busy, you don't have time, because all you have to do is find a way to hold it. If you have something like this, a GoPro, you start it, you set it down, and you walk over, I'm sure it's aiming at you, you have coffee, you get up, turn it off, now you've made a video. It's easy to do. Yes?
My biggest challenge with video is storage.
Yes, that is a problem.
No, just having to figure out a way to where to put it. Or buy I ended up having to buy a bigger computer with more memory in it, just because they take up so much space.
I do all my editing on external hard drives,
But you still have to put it somewhere.
multi-terabyte hard drives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to get a wireless, so when I walk in the house, it starts transferring automatic. Because I'm using iCloud now, one of them, I use Dropbox and iCloud, but I'm having trouble. Someone told me not too long ago that they don't use it because it transfer up and transfer back. And I went out and did a birthday party. A bunch of us went out and somebody had a birthday. And I shot a bunch and I came home and I started to put it in my computer. I get a phone call. She says, Don, there was 3 pictures you took in there. Can you email them to me? My equipment was tied up. Nothing would work because it was sending it up to the cloud. And I thought there was something wrong, but I got through it. But those are some of the downfalls.
But a warning
But-
for you all, my terabyte external got dropped on the floor. Could not recover it. It would have cost me $2,000 or higher for them to try and recover it. So all those little externals, you better put it someplace safe. Mine was sitting on my computer desk. The computer guy came in and bumped it, and it fell on the ground. So just know that as cool as it may be, they don't last forever, some of them.
Yes.
Back it up, have 2 of them,
Yeah.
and back things up, especially when you're working on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you really 86?
Yeah.
Don't look it. I don't believe it.
Thank you. You know why I don't look any older? Right here. This keeps me busy.
Yes, it's so good.
It keeps me busy.
And your bladder.
Oh, that's, if you really know the truth about my bladder, but let's not go there. Yeah, if you knew the truth, that'd be another subject. But I can't say it enough. Get out and shoot.
Picture of throwing everything in the trash, but you obviously didn't. So.
There it is, right here. Yeah, but I was worried. One of the caregivers that took care of my wife, along with me when she was ill, she cleans my house, comes over once a week and cleans my house. And I went somewhere for the day, and I got there and I thought, oh my God, is that trash bucket sitting there with the word trash on it? Luckily, I had my phone. I called her and she says, no, Mr. Don, I haven't done that yet. She says, but it's over in the corner to be done. Well, all of this could have gone out. So that's living, I guess.
Looks like you got little price tags on it.
Yeah, it should do something, but it's just, But this is like I say, my very first digital. And I don't know if anybody knew Jim Lenthal or not, but he was the second one to buy one of these. Oh, by the way, you're shaking your head. You know he passed away. Yeah, okay.
Jim?
Jim, yeah.
Oh,
Jim Lenthal, yeah.
no.
Last week, funeral's Saturday, the 18th. No, it's coming. They're having the ceremony.
Oh, the ceremony.
Ceremony down the yacht club. But anyway, yeah, he got one of these same time I did, and he says he loves it. When he was on one of his trips aboard a ship, he says they're great. You can go out the porthole, you just turn it down this way, and you can shoot the water. But anyway, 3.3 megapixel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Any more?
But thank you. Thank you for coming, because if nobody shows up, I wouldn't be doing this. Because this is what gets all of us here and gets us doing things. But do shoot, because if you want to live a long life, this certainly does help. And carrying something like this puts the fun back into it again. It really does.
Be sure and come back next month for Jeff Parker, our CEO, and I think he'll answer more questions up at the desk, up the table if you want
Yes,
details.
yeah. Or if you want to come up and look at it, I mean, please do.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much.
I want to take a picture of the equipment.
Yes.
Don, that was perfectly marvelous. What is our little job here? What is
This is the one I congratulated a gentleman on the video. And this is what he recommended. But as soon as he recommended this one, then they took.
My name is Lucy Parker, and I'm our publicity director and past president of the club. And I'm here in place of Steve Carmen. Steve is on a cruise with Joan and his wife, who generally does refreshments. I want to send a shout out to Betsy Martin, who's dashing by us here. Betsy filled in with refreshments tonight. Thank you, Betsy. And Tom Nash, our vice president, was not feeling well tonight, so he couldn't be here either. So that's why you're getting me. But another person I want to thank is Jack Crawbuck. Jack is a fairly new member, and we're lucky to have him. He's been a pro in this field for his whole career, and he's been working this afternoon on tech, and he's going to be recording this. And by the way, we are now putting our general meetings on our YouTube channel. So in a short, we have the playlist for general meetings, and within less than a month, hopefully in a couple of weeks, this program will be on the channel too, for those who might have missed it. I want to thank Bonnie Bo Fullerton. In fact, I wanted to talk a little bit about that. Summer has been a dark time here in the video club. We all want to rest usually, but John Kelly and Marcia Berman decided to make it much more fun, and you've been seeing the pictures. Bonnie, come up and tell us about the pictures that you took. Bonnie's a longtime member of the camera club, of the video club and the camera club. And these are yours.
Okay, I'm a little ADD, so I have to have something to do. So during the picnic, I brought my tripod and I shot a bunch of slides and video from Joel. He sent me a couple of slides. That was such a fun event, wasn't it? And so for me, it's fun to photograph everybody eating food with their mouth open and things like that, because I'm just the worst. But just know that that was, it like broke the spell. I mean, the long hibernation, right?
It's a kind of quiet time.
And we liked it so much, I hope we'll do it again.
First annual for sure.
Yeah. So I was pleased to do it, and I miss just doing something, so I've had fun putting that slideshow together.
Well, thank you, Bonnie. I want to thank Joel Goldberg, who's here. Some of those photos were his. Another person I want you to meet tonight, Norma Benner, is with us. Norma's over here. Yay! Norma was a president of the club and kept it really going for many years, but she was president for 3 years, I know, when I got involved. And a really inspirational leader. And thanks for coming tonight, Norma. Another thing I wanted to say was, this is our 30th anniversary. We've been trying to do some things for our 30th anniversary, and maybe you saw we never had a plaque. All the clubs around here have plaques, and we didn't have one. And thanks to Bonnie, Bo Fullerton, and Leon, you saw him holding the plaque. If you go over to Clubhouse 1, fortunately, some clubs go out of business, and so we got a prime spot because one club was taking their plaque down, and thanks to Bonnie and Leon, we now have a plaque, and that was something we did in our 30th year. Another thing we did was a fundraising campaign, and I want to tell you that it ended on July 31st with a very successful $1,600 raised for some special things for the studio. There's been a lot of work done during this year for the studio. And is Jim here? I saw him earlier. Jack and Jim. Jim Royce and Jack and Tom Nash particularly. And we had 2 work parties. We got a lot done. And in fact, after the meeting, we'll have the studio open if anybody wants to see. We completely rebuilt 2 sets, and a lot of work was done. New lighting for our green screen set. Really proud of that. A couple of announcements. We have our next 2 general meetings on October 17th. We're honored. Jeff Parker, our new CEO, is going to be our speaker. I don't have his title yet, but it'll probably be about what's ahead for the village and what role video can play in it. On November 21st, we're going to have a panel with John Kelly, Bill Hemberger, and possibly Scott Marvel, talking about making 30-second spots. There's a real opportunity if you make a 30-second spot to get it on village television, because I'm talking not just about Channel 6, but Fox News, CBS, whatever. They don't fill all those 30-second things with commercial announcements, and they will slip them in. Maybe you've seen some. So as a club, we're thinking quite a bit about doing more 30-second spots, and I'll talk. There's something coming up in there and talk about classes that's relevant to that too. Video One, our video production group that's been very successful, it continues to meet over in the studio, and we meet once a month now, and we now meet on the second Friday. That was to accommodate Tom Nash's schedule, second Friday, so the next meeting will be October 11th. Pick up, if you haven't already, we have a revised version of this. These are our fall and winter class schedule, and what's coming up. Many of them are already underway, but the importance of music in your video. Tom Nash is going to do 3 video production classes, and the first is about music in your video. That was a program he gave as a general meeting a couple years ago, and it was just such a fine program. We're going to record it and put it on our website too. So that's on Friday, the 27th, September 27th, the end of this month, 1 to 3 p.m. in the video studio. And these classes cost $5. Our classes generally per session are $5 for members. And if you're not a member, we kind of twist your arm and make you join. But if you join now, this is a good time to join because it's good all through 2020. What I was talking about, 30-second spots. Scott Marvel is going to do something quite interesting. I don't know if you all know who Scott Marvel is, but he's a past president, and he has a show on Channel 6, Village Television, called The Thrive Show, and he's done that now for quite a few, maybe 3 or 4 years. And he's a professional videographer, and he's taught this before, how to do video with your smartphone, but this time he's aiming it at clubs. And the title of the class is How to Make Smartphone Videos to Capture and Market Your Club. Now that starts on Friday, October 4th. So if you'd be interested in that, or you're in another club where you think they could use some more publicity, please tell the PR people about it. they're going to, hopefully, everybody's going to make their own videos in the class. And it is limited to 30, so it's all described here. Stephanie is going to be having a class that's been very popular, easy movie making with Apple Clips, and that starts October 7th for 3 sessions, right? And she's here, over in the corner here, if you want to learn more about that. It's for people who use iPhones and iPads and can answer any questions. Wolfgang Nutter is here, and he is also offering a new class, how to transfer VHS tapes or DVDs to a computer. This is the longest class title we've ever had. How to transfer VHS tapes or DVDs to a computer and create a file ready for editing in Corel Video Studio. So that's what it, but anyway, it's something so many people want to do, and he is, as a longtime supervisor here on Fridays, he sees people coming in and they need to know about this, so he has a 2-session class starting October 8th. And that's, the rest of the classes, there's a few more here. You can pick up a copy and read about it. We have another, and I'll call for announcements, but I know there is one announcement that Sheila Bialko would like to make. We are so pleased that the old pros are working with us and using the studio to record their new podcast. So Sheila, will you come up and tell us about that?
The Video Club have been very, very kind and helpful. We are now about ready the end of next month to do our first podcasts. We're going to be doing podcasts. We've got about 14 in the can. Bill Hemberger needs to put his intro and his outro and the introduction to the particular story. And we've got music. We've got some fabulous music that's going to go in. So once that's done, and we want to have 20 behind us, because we're going to they're in half-hour segments. We're trying to do half-hour segments, and we're trying to do little things like if somebody's got a 15-minute story, then we're trying to get some other story that hooks in with it. Like supposing somebody's done a story on cooking, and then somebody else comes along and does a story about baking, we can put those 2 stories together. Now I've left a bunch of flyers over there. We are looking for more people that write. We want more stories. We've got loads of people that can read. We've got some professional readers. But we need the writers. We also need, we work here on Saturday mornings. We're here from like 9 to 12. And thank God Jack and Jim are always there, God bless them. And they've got the booth. They've built the soundproof booth over there for us, so that it's going fantastically well. Jill did 2 stories last week. They're in the can, 2 of her stories. So what we need, though, because 2 of the ladies who've been enormously helpful to us, one's going to India for vacation, and another one's going to Boston to sell her house. So we're losing 2 of them. Now, Betsy Starkey's stepping in and helping us, but we can't, ask her to be there all the time. So we are looking for a couple of volunteers who would give up a couple of hours on a Saturday morning to help out with the, what do you call it, Jack? It's what?
Running the control panel?
Well, it's like the mixer. The mixer. And then yeah. And the editing, they can do at home. They can take it and do it at home. It's so easy now, it's after what we've gone through. But I can't thank the Video Club enough. The old pros are eternally grateful, eternally grateful. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lucy.
Thank you, Sheila. The old pros have been our friends for a long time, and when we need performers, they're always there. And they actually built, some of the people from the old pros built our first set, which has recently been remodeled, and I hope you'll have time to take a look at it. The big thing we did was get rid of the corners, and that looks a lot better on camera. There was quite a bit of carpentry and a lot of sawdust, believe me. I want to compliment the old pros. If you are looking at the media landscape today, podcasts are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's interesting. We've got video, and we know how important that is, but podcasts are just booming, and you're in the right place at the right time with that, I think.